Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So let's have a look at Swell Network or the Swell token itself. So there is a big news going on in the market as of now that the SEC doesn't consider liquid staking activities securities. So they basically came out on this big statement, and this is really big for all of the liquid staking, I would say, platforms, and that would means it's big for Lido and even others. Overall, this is a pretty big news for all of the liquid staking platforms, I would say. Now, considering I think they are talking about LSTs itself or LSTs themselves, not about not their protocols token. I think that's what they are referring to. I'm not sure, but I think that is what is happening here. So basically, it is big news for the liquid staking tokens platforms, likes of, I would say, it is really big for Lido and even Jito and others, and that is also big for the Swell as well. Basically, they are liquid staking platform as well, so I would say that's big for them as well. Now, if we look at others such as Lido and Jito and others, those have a massive market cap, and whereas Swell only has like 27 million market cap, which is relatively much lower. So again, if we look at HTVL is like 358 million. If you look here, it is a lot compared to its market cap. So overall, one can say that the Swell itself is undervalued, at least from HTVL and its market cap, if we compare them both. Again, we'll talk about it just a second. So I think this news is massive. I think this will most likely increase adoption of these liquid staking platforms, and once the adoption increases in institution, I think that will also end up benefiting these tokens as well, because Swell such as Lido and others are used for the governance, and I think these massive institutes, they actually want to control these liquid staking platform as well. So I would say this is pretty big news, I think, and that also includes Swell as well. So now, if you talk about the token itself, it has been going down ever since its launch, and it's not a good look. And they also had another news. Basically, BitHub ended up integrating Swell chain. This was big one for the Swell as well as for its token. So basically, Swell chain is a layer 2 built on top of, I believe, Optimism. That is a super chain, I believe. And if you look at the ecosystem of the Swell itself, they have like these different DFs, as you can see here, and overall it is fairly big platform. Even if you look at its market cap, it's like 27 million, but its TVL is just massive. Again, this was when there was an airdrop hype, and after that the TVL ended up going down, but still it's an impressive TVL, like 358 million. It is still a lot. Now, if you want to talk about the token itself, this is how they define the Swell. The Swell is a non-custodial staking protocol with a mission to deliver the world's best liquid staking. So if they do that, they could become one of the biggest one in the future. Who knows? Because the demand for the liquid staking is pretty high as of now. And I think if they do integrate others such as Solana and others, it will most likely go even higher. But as of now, the Swell is only available on Ethereum, as you can see here. They also have different things. They have ETH liquid staking, they also have some restaking, they also have Swell BTC liquid restaking wallet as well. So they do have a lot. And if we talk about the Swell itself, this is the token. So basically, it is a token for the ecosystem, as you can see here, or it is a token for the governance overall. Now, if we want to look at how the token will perform, we can just look at the token unlock. So this is how it looks like. So Swell has a massive you can say massive unlocks coming up in November of 2025, and basically that will give tokens to investors as well as team. So if we look here, on November 1st, the investors will get like 64 million tokens, and the team will get like 53 million tokens. And I think that is going to have a big impact on its token price. Even if you look at the market cap, it only has a market cap of like 27 million, and if we look at its lowest, it actually ended up hitting like 17 or 16 million. And I think once these unlocks happen, it will most likely tank a lot. But again, there is still some time before this token comes out, so there is a potential in the swell before that. So if we look here, usually when these tokens come out, the investors, you can say, or the seed investors, usually pump the token before to create a liquidity in the market. And I think that same thing can happen with the swell as well. So as of now, again, it is in the downtrend ever since its launch. So as of now, what I would be looking at, its breakout from here. So if it is able to go above 1.6 cent, I think it can go as high as 2.1 or even higher than that. So what I would be looking at as of now would be that it goes above this downtrend, and if it does, I think there is a potential in this token that it may actually go at least as high as 100% or even higher than that. But as of now, this is a big news for all of the liquid staking tokens, and the swell does have really low market cap. So if the hype goes around the swell, or if the most of the liquid staking tokens comes back, such as Lido and others, those starts to go up, I think the swell will most likely do the same, and the swell itself could actually end up benefiting from it as well. But again, if we look here, as of now, it is following this downtrend that I do like. Okay, so I'll just draw it for you. So as of now, it is following this downtrend. So if we just look here, this is the trend that it's following. Even if it goes down from here, I would be looking at a retest of around like 76 or even like 77 is a possibility if it doesn't if it goes down. But again, it seems like that as of now it actually wants to go up. So as of now, if we do use just fib retracement and try to see where the token can go up from again, I would say it would be from this from 90, or even it would be from like 10, as you can say 1 cent itself. And it did retest around 1 cent, and I think we could see another leg up. So if it breaks above like 1.3 cent, I would say it can basically go as high as 1.6, and after that, if the resistance is stronger, it will most likely come back. But if there is no resistance from here, I think it can just go break this level, and it could actually end up hitting over 100% or even higher than that. Or I would say 1.7 or 1.6 is a pretty good point to sell if it does happen. But as of now, the token itself is not available on Binance. So if somehow it gets the Binance listing, I think it would be best for the token as well. But as of now, it is not listed there. Again, what I would be looking at for the swell would be that this news about the SEC goes and it creates a hype for the different liquid staking tokens, and the swell is relatively low market cap compared to others, so it could gain like 60 million market cap or even higher than that. So even if you look at the launch, it actually ended up hitting like 80 million. So there's a possibility that it can go as high as 40 or even 50. That would still mean that it could actually become 2x from here. That is, I think, possible. But again, if the hype doesn't last, it will most likely retest around 7.6 or even lower than that. Again, after that, they have these messing unlocks coming up in November, and that will most likely put a lot of sell pressure on the Swell token in the long term. But for the short term, I think we can expect a pretty good pump if there is a hype. So again, I think it can go as high as 80% up from here, or even like 100% up from here. But I think it all depends on the market hype around these STs. Anyways, this was it. I hope you liked the video. I will be back. Thanks for watching.